Ali, a bit like the Incredible Hulk, you don't want to see Rob angry, but he was last week. What was the aftermath of that? How have you addressed that last weekend?
Oh look, we reviewed it as we will every game. Well, when you really look at it, we got a lot of things right. That was the key thing. Is actually, let's not negate the things we got right, but there were some clear areas we can touch up on. You know, that game could be very, very different if we bang in a drive into the corner that wasn't looked at, and we go 14-3 up going into half time, and it's a completely different look at it. We got that first 38 minutes we did a lot of good stuff in that, but then that 2 minutes towards the end of towards half time just gave them the momentum and the belief to come back at us. So look, that's sport. You know, if you don't close off your opportunities and take your opportunities when you get them, you can often be made to pay by them. So, and then obviously our discipline. You know, a wet night, it's very hard to make a 40-metre break, but it's quite easy to kick a ball 40 metres off a penalty. So, look, we gave away too many penalties. We addressed it, kept it quite simple for the guys, and hopefully we can get an upturn in our performance.
We've seen already in these opening weeks the division is going to be tight this year. You've been to Worcester. It was a tight game for 60-65 minutes up there. Are you expecting similar this weekend? Yeah,
look, what we've got to focus on is not necessarily the big picture of league tables and things like that. They're always tight at this stage of the season. What we've got to focus on is our individual actions. Can we get more out of that carry? Can we get more out of that tackle? Can we compete harder at rucks? Can we push harder in scrums and mauls and those sorts of things? Can we get absolutely at the max out of our abilities? And that's what we've got to focus on. If we get those things right, then the results and the league tables look after themselves. But what we've got to really do, we probably didn't absolutely max out, even though we put a lot of hard work into it. You know, we did generally work hard. Our kick chase was very good on the night. And things like that, but there were certain areas where we can get more out of ourselves. That's what we've got to focus on. If we get those bits right, everything else takes care of itself, and it has. You know, that's been our main sort of strength over the last few years.
You played them only a few weeks ago. What lessons did you learn from that night? Because it was a tough game up there.
Yeah, look, it's very different. This situation is completely different. Our guys were coming in off the first game. They had a changed up side, so it's different personnel with not much to lose. You know, so that can create difficulties in a variety of ways. What we were pleased with that night is we found a way to win the game. That's what we've got to do. We've got to be smart, make sure we take the opportunities, see what the conditions are like. Hopefully it'll be a little bit drier than it has been this week, and we can attack the spaces that are given to us. But what we've got to be is heads up, looking for opportunity, and then going to grab those opportunities when we get them.
And there's a real buzz around training there today. You could see that the boys are really sprightly. They want to put things right quickly.
Yeah, look, we are 1-2 games in. We've lost one game. We've got to remember that. But equally, what we've pushed the guys on, we've got to find that little bit of edge, that extra little bit. Can we can we do that? Can we do that? Put ourselves in that mental state to just go and grab it. Can we be absolutely positive in our mind and driving our mind and driving ourselves forward? Yes, we can. We're fitter than we've ever been, and we're in a great position. We just got to make sure we've got to pull it all together, and that's the bit that we've probably been missing. Yes, it's a little bit frustrations, but there's been a few injuries as well as the guys away, so it's been a bit disruptive. That said, I think we'll start to see a progression in the right direction from this weekend onwards.
And I was going to say that the squad is bulking out at the right time as well. You've got some key players coming back. You've had Stuart Hogg in for an extra week now. Nick White's back. Don Armand's out there training. It's looking a lot better as well. Yeah, we're getting healthier. In having those guys back from the World Cup. Alex Cuthbert had a big injury, couldn't feature till last week, and he was almost thrown in there a little bit, but he worked incredibly hard. So. Look, there are pleasing aspects. We're adding to the competition all the time, which is great. But those guys that get the shirt, they've got a chance to just say, right, you cannot leave me out, and that is plain and simple. And if they perform that well, we won't.